Howdy. Welcome to the Fantasy Back Porch Hour. We are Bull D.
Howdy, howdy.
Cocoon Matata, brother.
Means no worries.
Damn straight.
Yeehaw.
Yeah. Sleeves, the Fantasy Alchemist. I am Bear. This is Outlaw. Let's do it.
So in this segment, we're going to preview the upcoming matches we have in the 12-team Keeper League. First matchup we have is Titties and Beer here versus Midget Pirate Hookers. So Outlaw, why don't you tell us a little bit about your team here?
My team, Midget Pirate Hookers, of course. And if anyone's unfamiliar with Bridget the Midget, look her up. She's my logo.
Scary as heck.
Well, here's the thing. As we've already discussed, you can't bank on a week one. You can't bank on week one repeating itself in week two.
Nope.
Which is why week one's not going to repeat itself in week two. There's absolutely no way that all three of my running backs are going to fail again. That is an anomaly. Not going to happen. Arian
Probably
Foster,
true.
Doug Martin, and Lamar Miller are all going to bounce back. Going to have good points out of them. Wide receivers ain't going nowhere. Larry Fitzgerald, Reggie Wayne, come on. Always solid. I know they gave Andy Dalton a low prediction on NFL.com. I think they've been living in the opium den with Bear. But, come on, against Pittsburgh, it's not like they have some remarkable secondary.
Well, and you didn't draft Dalton to throw up huge numbers. You
No, I
drafted him.
drafted him in the 12th round.
And he was solid for you last week.
Right.
You get 25 points out of him a week, you're happy.
Yeah, that would be.
Ecstatic.
So, Titties,
Yes.
why are you going to win this week?
I'm playing Midget Pirate.
I heard that.
Segment is done. Alright. I do have Andrew Luck, who I may or may not play because I do have Matt Stafford on the bench and he's playing Arizona.
Andy.
Not to me. Not yet. We're not that close yet.
Okay.
We're not that close yet. He is playing the Dolphins.
Maybe you should get to know him.
The Dolphins secondary is not that great, I will admit,
Yeah.
sadly. But their defensive line, their front seven, I'll go that far. I'll go their front seven. And Indy's offensive line last week did not look that good.
No, they played Oakland.
Yes, I know. Sadly. For them. I have CJ Spiller, who I hope will come back this week, because he didn't last week.
No, he didn't do anything.
No,
last week.
but he's playing Carolina, and hopefully the Carolina defensive line will allow him to just pass through.
Right,
That's
like
my
they
goal.
did to Marshawn Lynch.
No, but again, I know y'all disagree, but I think that the East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, traveling, not the rap thing, it affects the team.
Yeah, it does. It does.
And by the way, Biggie's better than Tupac.
No, he's not.
Hopefully Matt Forte will bounce back. He's playing Minnesota. I know their defensive line some people think is great. I do not.
They let up 90 yards rushing to Reggie Bush.
Yeah, and 101 yards receiving.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the Forte is a much better receiver out of the backfield than Bush has ever been and probably will ever be. And that includes when he played for the Dolphins. But still, that's not what we're here to talk about. Wes Welker, I think he will perform as he does every week and has every year, every week that he's played, except when he played for the Dolphins.
He performed when he played for the Dolphins.
He played-
You just gave up on him too early.
I'll
Yeah,
have
I
you
know.
know that I don't remember Wes Welker playing for the Dolphins.
Okay.
Was it that long ago?
Next
or-
week, we may only have 3 people on the Fantasy Back Porch Hour. Pierre Garçon. I think he had a good. I mean, he didn't overperform. I think he had a solid week.
He had a solid week.
And I would be happy if he can continue to do that every single week.
So, obviously, they each feel they're going to win their games.
Everyone should always feel you're going to win the game.
If you don't, then why are you playing?
Yeah.
Because sometimes you're a realist.
No.
No.
So,
Not in
there's stuff
fantasy
you can
football. In fantasy football, the reason it's not called realistic football is because it's fantasy.
I thought it
We
was
all believe.
not called realistic because none of us playing fantasy football actually play football.
That's part of it.
Well, you played football.
I
played
played
football.
8 years of
The
football.
key word there was did.
What about
Yeah.
the NFL players that do play fantasy?
Well, they're the
That's
one
true.
exception. None of us are any NFL football player, nor will we
Oh,
ever
wow.
will be.
Whoa.
So, Little D, who do you think's going to win between these two?
Looking at the rosters right now, I think the key players on...
Look at the rosters, not the projections.
No, I am. Looking at the roster, I think the key players on Outlaws team are going to absolutely blow
That's fine.
Titties and Beer out of the water.
Okay.
I mean, Arian Foster didn't put up big numbers week 1.
No.
No, he did not. I think that was a week 1 fluke. Arian Foster's going to put up bigger numbers week 2.
Okay.
As far as the rest of them, Larry Fitzgerald, you can't go wrong with Larry Fitzgerald. Randall Cobb and Wes Welker for Titties and Beer. Solid. So I don't think as solid as Larry Fitzgerald, though.
Now, I think that Outlaw has a better team. That doesn't necessarily translate into wins. I thought Outlaw had the better team last week, too, and he fell short.
This is true.
Yeah.
Something to consider.
Anything can happen. I think this is one of the best matchups of the week between two very good teams, both vying for the division.
Could very
title.
well be. Could very well be a close scoring game, and it could, it could be a precursor to what could be to come. But we don't know. We don't know until after it happens.
Right, now it's not. Now, if Outlaw loses, you go down 0-2.
True.
That's not necessarily panic time.
No.
It is starting to dig a hole, though.
It is.
You need this to win this game more than Bear needs to win this game.
Hey, I've already proven that you can start 0-6 and barely miss the playoffs.
You're right.
So
I think this game is a toss-up
Okay.
between the two players. I really don't know which one of y'all are going to win.
We never
I
did.
think it's going to be very interesting to watch, though. So the next game up that we have to talk about is Base versus Miami Player. Both are 1-0, both in the same division, both playing along with Bear here for the lead in that division. So Bear, what do you see out of this game?
Sad looking at it, and good luck to you, brother. The ref will win this game. Miami Player will take the game. Overall roster's better.
Yeah.
I mean, starting Isaac Redmond,
Yeah.
not you, the breath, but really?
Base. Yeah.
I know.
But he won
Seriously?
last week with him. He only got him like a
He
point.
won with
Yeah, I was
Andre
gonna say,
Johnson.
he won last week. Not with him. He just had to be on the team.
He won with him. He just didn't get any help from him.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah, Kaepernick's 412
I mean-
yards help too,
yeah,
which is
yeah.
not going to happen against Seattle,
he,
especially
again,
in Seattle.
not that I just personally, I don't like playing two guys from the same team. If I have to do it, I'm going to go quarterback, wide receiver. If I have to, he's going quarterback, tight end, and Vernon Davis is an awesome tight end, probably the most physical tight end in the game right now to me.
Yeah.
But I just don't see what happened last week happening again.
Yeah.
And I think Miami Player is going to take the game.
All right. Well, Little D, what do you see out of this game?
I'd agree with Bear. I think Miami Player's going to take the game. I like the Aaron Rodgers, Jordy Nelson matchup, the
Yeah.
quarterback wide receiver matchup there. Jordy Nelson's solid. Demarius Thomas is solid.
Well, you like him
Was
because he's
last
on your
I
team.
like it. Well, I like him because he put up so many points last week. I'm not saying
Yeah.
that's going to happen every week, and I understand that's not going to happen every week.
Not like last week.
No.
But he's still solid. You can't
Especially-
take that away from him.
He
No.
put that up in a half.
I know.
In a half.
Exactly. I mean, you can't take away from him that he's a solid wide receiver.
No.
Just like you can't take away from Aaron Rodgers, Frank Gore. I mean,
No.
no, you can't take away from these guys. Looking
Where did
at
Will
it,
play ball?
Huh?
Where did Frank Gore go ball? That's what I thought. Okay.
still a sore subject. Anyways, looking at the rosters, Miami Player, I think you got it, brother.
That's it.
Outlaw, what do you see in this game?
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go with, even though I took a heartbreaking loss, I'm going to have to say that Mr. Hockley wins again.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Also known as
Well.
the Howard Webbs.
What about Mike Pereira?
Oh, he could be the Mike Pereiras.
Yeah, it could be Pereira.
Yeah.
Pereira, that every time they're talking about a call, they bring Pereira on.
Yeah.
Perfect.
We just call them the Zebras.
Yeah,
Oh.
the Zebras.
So we got now
Change
we
the
have
name.
Base versus Zebras.
I like that.
All right.
Yeah.
We're just going to name everybody's team.
We'll take it upon ourselves
Yeah,
to
yeah.
rename everybody's team.
But Kaepernick not going to do what he did last week.
No,
I don't think so either.
not in Seattle.
I mean, DeMarco Murray against Kansas City, no.
No.
Again,
Isaac Redmond against anybody, no.
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 I mean, with the exception of the tight end position, the Zebras wins
Yeah.
every position battle in this game.
I did too.
Now Face,
Every battle in this game.
Face does have probably the best wide receiving core of any fantasy football team
Yeah.
with Calvin Johnson.
The
and
most
Andre
upside,
Johnson.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean huge. But Jordy Nelson and Demarius Thomas are nothing to
Solid.
sneeze at. Yeah.
Solid.
Extremely solid.
Here's the thing about Andre Johnson, though. Andre Johnson can give you a very disappointing week.
He can put up a
Sure.
goose egg every now and again. And on top of that, the Zebras have a better quarterback, fantasy-wise. Much better running backs. And Frank
Not only
Gore
much
and-
better
God.
quarterback fantasy-wise,
Way
much better quarterback,
Well, yeah.
period.
Yeah.
Fantasy and real.
And same with the flex. With Steve Smith playing at Buffalo
Yeah.
versus Santana Moss at Green Bay.
Or Santana Moss anywhere.
Yeah.
By the way, Ref, last week when we told you Steve Smith, I ain't heard a thank you yet. Just saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
He asked. We answered.
Yes. Yeah, we did answer.
I know we did.
Yeah.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
You're
he
welcome.
asked. We answered. I ain't heard that. I ain't heard
No,
a thank you yet.
no,
Yeah,
exactly.
No, all I've heard
So
is
appreciative.
all I've heard is that you're not getting with Sean McCoy is all I heard from that guy.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
All right.
You ask. And anybody, ask us. We will answer.
Honestly. Yeah, we
Even
will.
if you're playing us, we will answer honestly, as if your team was ours. And thank God your team's not. Anyway,
That's true. So we all think that Miami player /
Yeah.
Zebras will win that
2-0.
game.
He'll be 2-0.
Yeah, he should be 2-0.
Tie with me.
Yes. Now the next game we have to go over is the Green Light District versus the Center Winner. Both teams 0-1.
Ooh.
Both, yeah.
How did Center Winner lose last week?
He lost to you.
Oh, that's right.
Because all he
Center
has
Winner
is
has
Peyton
two
Manning and
players.
LaShawn McCoy.
Wait, I beat a team that played Peyton Manning as a starter?
You did.
That says something about the rest of their team.
Yeah,
Well,
it does.
let's look at
I
the
know.
rest of his
Wow.
team.
I
Lists.
can't wait until you lose a game.
Center Winner does have Manning and McCoy, and he also has Des Bryant, who put up nothing last week, but that's not going to be the norm.
No, it's not.
Now, other than those three guys,
Yeah.
here's the rest of his roster. Ahmad Bradshaw, who we all know is never going to put up fantasy points.
Not this year.
No. He picked up Brown from Baltimore. You know, that young guy?
Marlon Brown.
Yeah, Marlon Brown. Okay.
Yeah.
Good week last week. Not going to happen every week. Unproven. Go ahead and start him, but you're a Jet fan.
Here's
That's
the
what
thing
you
with
do.
Marlon Brown, though. Marlon Brown is filling in for Jacoby Jones while he's out. Jacoby Jones, still not a viable fantasy starter.
And neither is Marlon Brown.
And that's why.
I have a question. You said Jet fans, and it just made me think this. Does Jet fans equal eggplant?
Pretty much.
Always.
Pretty much.
Just like being a Atlanta fan.
Especially if you think along the line.
Stay frosty, my friends.